Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. Try our all-new caramel protein lattes with up to 31 grams of protein and options with no added sugar. Level up your drink at Starbucks.
Amazon Pharmacy presents Painful Thoughts.
20 more minutes to kill in the pharmacy before my prescription is ready. Maybe I'll grab some deeply discounted, out-of-season Halloween candy. I never had a chocolate pumpkin with raisins before. Those were raisins, right?
Next time, use Amazon Pharmacy. We deliver. And no, those were not raisins. Amazon Pharmacy. Healthcare just got less painful.
Today, we are going to talk about the 2026 Run Disney Marathon Weekend event that concluded today. We are taping this a couple hours after the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think at this point, all of the runners should be off the course.
They should be.
Balloon ladies have probably passed, hopefully. All right. So we are going to talk about our experience with Run Disney. You've met most of us before. We are all experienced Run Disney runners. So we'll start with some introductions. Mr. John.
Hi, I'm Slow.
And what is your last name?
Lesser.
Lesser.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your experience with Run Disney?
Done 5, 10 and a half at Marathon Weekend for the past couple of years and done the Princess Challenges past 3 years.
And next in line.
I'm Greg Kessler. I've been consistently doing Run Disney since 2019. I think it's Star Wars weekend in 2019. And then this is my 6th Dopey. I've done most of the races, but Princess is newer for me. I've only done one, I think, or 2 Princess weekends. I do try to do most.
Of all of the weekends to be like a fast follow, that one's expected for men.
Okay. Well, I'm doing it now.
All right.
And I'm signed up for the next one.
All right. Sharon.
Hi, Sharon Hamilton. I've been doing Run Disney for 4 years. I've done all of the races, but never Dopey.
And Chad.
Chad Betts. I started with Wine and Dine back in 2012 when it was a night race. We started in ESPN, did through Animal Kingdom. I really missed that, but I've been consistently doing Run Disney seasons, the whole seasons for the last 3 years, doing complete seasons here in Florida. So this is my 3rd marathon and 3rd Dopey.
All right.
I'll be back in Princess, but not spring this year.
We will miss you at springtime.
It'll be quieter.
And I'm your host, Jill Bartholomew. Today was my, I believe, 80th or 86th Run Disney finish line. So just adding everything up here, today was also my 7th Dopey. So adding all of this up here, I think we're probably around 250 finish lines among the 5 of us. Does that sound about right? Right.
More potential.
Well, I'm being a little conservative on that because I don't know how many years, and I do know that you are not a big fan of the 5Ks.
5K. But this year, I'm going to be 5K. I'm going to start doing 5K.
You're going to start doing 5Ks this year.
The year that they get more crowded.
Yeah, exactly. More
Well,
people in.
And does that assume that you're going
That assumes
to
I register in time.
register with the
Oh,
link
right.
that you get emailed with Club Run Disney, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Club Run Disney does give you a guaranteed registration if you do it.
There is a
Time.
bunch of asterisks there, right? If you have Club Run Disney, you've got a week to use that link. And if you don't, then
Then you-
you're hunting down charity bibs.
Yes. Well, you
Right.
can't. Then you have a second chance with the
Regular.
regular, normal.
Right. But by the time,
By the time you realize it, usually.
if you're like me, by the time you realize it, it's like
Months later.
a month later. And then you're like, can I get a charity bid for Disneyland? And the answer is hard no.
Yeah.
Although I found out this morning that there is a charity that might be able to get a bid with for Disneyland. So,
Good luck.
and John's giving me the please, dear, don't do that look.
It is 3 weeks away.
And I see no issue with this. All right. So today we are going to have a chat about our experience this weekend, kind of like when we did at Wine and Dine, which everyone seems to enjoy that podcast. Today it's still one of the higher downloaded podcasts. So I thought that was cool. And especially like leading into the race this week, what I saw was like this like sponge effect with anything informational around Disney races. So let's add this to the sponge. So we all went to the Expo on day one, right? Well, I guess we had to because we all ran down
I know.
except for this guy over here. But we're going to get him into Dopey next year. I didn't run Dopey either, Joe. I did it on day 2.
It just seems like you run Dopey. I can't believe you said you've never done a Dopey.
Never done
I
a
was
Dopey?
like,
I thought you
done
were.
5.
I always thought you were Dopey. Okay, so 3 of the 5 of us have done Dopey, but all of us did the half marathon.
3. Yes.
Right. So, what did we think of the Expo this year?
I liked that they added the extra step of on the first day, Dopey was only available to athletes.
Okay.
I thought that was a good addition because there's been a problem with scalpers and people doing the personal shopping nonsense. I wish they would have extended that to the full Expo rather than just the Dopey.
See, I kind of have a different take on it. I feel like it proved that scalpers are not the problem
Okay.
because that line was so bad that it delayed the opening of the general public one by an hour.
That's true.
And what they did was
Even with the Club Run Disney, you still
It was a crazy line.
Yeah, Club
It was
Run
just-
Disney
yeah.
was still there at 10 when they were planning to, when they were supposed to open it for general.
Mhm.
And we had some friends that had the virtual queues, and they were pretty low in numbers, and they didn't get in until late in the afternoon.
I got to the Expo later in the day. I got there at 5:30 and the line was still crazy. I said, screw it.
Yeah, and the merch itself, I didn't think was all that.
I wasn't impressed.
I trying to address was fair. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I do think like last year I had a Dopey shirt that other people like, other than the Club Run Disney people, had never seen. It wasn't even in the
Sorry,
store.
is that a reseller problem or a Disney
I don't know
just
what the
not-
problem
Disney
is.
just not
It's-
ordering enough?
Disney doesn't order enough
They
stuff.
don't
Right?
order
They
enough,
ordered
but it
enough
seems
stuff.
like-
There's no
right.
issue.
It should know how many people are running.
You-
it.
right.
And everybody wants something.
Right. Like I remember I think a lot of us still have this back in our mind. Like I remember Wine and Dine 2021, watching scalpers walk out with entire racks of spirit jerseys, which was like the thing back then.
time.
I mean, it doesn't seem like that's still happening with like the 2 limit. When they originally, like logistically, when they originally sent out the note, I was like, oh, so they'll just check at the register.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we had like a completely separate line, wristbands and all kinds of stuff.
I think it could have been handled better, but I think they're taking a step in the right direction.
I agree.
Well, I think the limit of 1 is also okay.
Yeah. Now the selection this year was
Well, it was weird stuff.
great. Well, like, normally there's like tank top, like a singlet and I did it shirt and a sweatshirt and, maybe a t-shirt or 2.
The jacket.
Yeah. Yeah. And a Dopey jacket. They didn't have a Dopey jacket. They didn't have a singlet. I did it shirts for all the distances, had kind of a weird, awkward design.
I feel like it's also weird for people like us who come down all the time and do it. It's because they're emblazoned in huge letters somewhere on it.
Oh, yeah.
Parts.
Yeah.
I'm here next year. I'm going to see the same thing with slight variation. It's 2026. It's now 2027. I'm not interested in. I prefer a more generic, and I never find generic.
For Dopey.
Yeah.
See, I'm a sucker for the dated stuff.
Yeah, but after like 3 years, it is. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh no, I still wear my 2020 stuff.
I wear my 2020 stuff because it's a badge of honor.
But the 2020 stuff was.
That's right.
I think that was like one of the best.
It was good stuff. I have this light
And it was
blue hoodie jacket.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I actually loved the half marathon stuff from that year. It's like this like the purpley color, and some of the stuff was still Champion, and now it's runDisney branded. Who knows what manufacturer? The sizing this year was less weird, except for the sweatshirt.
And the black jacket for the marathon.
Well, the jackets that were available were kind of questionable.
Yeah. But other people might disagree with this. I do like the shoes.
Dude, the Brooks shoes. You went back for more,
and
you took orders with.
I took orders. So I have, yes, I purchased 4 pair.
In total, ever?
No, this weekend.
Okay.
Oh,
the
I only
first-
knew about 2.
Well, I
Mhm.
purchased 2 for you. No, one for you. One for you.
One for
I
us.
purchased 2 for me and then an extra one. So,
So 3 for you.
3 for me.
Yeah.
2 of the same. 2 black Mickeys, 1 Chip and Dale.
So cute.
They are cute.
They are
I mean, very manly, obviously.
I mean,
Cute.
I like because
Cute.
it has like Chip and Dale's noses,
I
like
know. And the color. Look at the color on the heel.
Yeah,
And on the
it's
heel.
so
Black.
cute.
and-
When you went back, I was this close to saying, "Okay, I'll do the Chippendale shoes in addition to the pair that we got for
You should have
Mr.
done it.
John here."
I like the Mickey's. The style is really good.
I was actually a little disappointed they didn't have them at the finish line.
The Chippendale?
Oh, the
Brooks?
Brooks? Did they have that last year? No, they didn't. They didn't have this till springtime. They didn't have Brooks till springtime.
Yeah. And I rarely go into the finish line merch because the last thing I need to do is cross the finish line and go spend more money with runDisney than I've already given them.
I do that almost all the time because I don't bring it up for after the race, so then I buy a sweatshirt.
See, you buy a little bit more.
So
it's genius. But.
So that's a problem I had this week is I pack assuming I'm going to buy certain things at the Expo.
And there was a
And so this year with the lack of singlet, like they had like the weekend singlet, which was unisex. So it has like a really high neckline, which is weird. And it's like a men. I think it's more men's.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy the I Did It shirts because like the cuts were like weird. And like Ashton and I usually do the I Did It shirts because we'll be all matchy-matchy.
I have the I Did It shirt in my basket, but then I put it back.
I have it for Dopey. I only bought it.
No, I bought it for Dopey. Well, I had it for Dopey and then I put it back. Somebody needs this more than me.
There you go.
I did buy it, but I did like the weekend jacket. That was nice. So like stretchy.
Yes, I got the
material.
weekend jacket. The men's,
That's nice.
the men's dark blue.
Well, I assumed you didn't buy
Yeah, I did. Well, I think I bought women's ones before. I didn't know it was women's because I liked it. But
I know someone else who's done that.
We're not here to
it's hard because the marathon jacket was a women's jacket, but it was black.
Well, but that was a women's jacket.
That was a women's.
I thought that was a men's jacket.
It was women's. It was a women's cut, and it was cut to like here.
Yeah,
so it's like that belly button short.
That was a miss.
My son's had the same problem. Like
It's very
the
true.
availability of men's stuff is.
I've noticed
Yeah,
that there tends to be a gender demographic that they cater to a little more.
You mean women?
Oh, well, I think, and you might know this, but I'm sure of this, right? The proportion of women to men.
Well, yeah. If you look
way higher.
if you look at
It's way
even
higher,
for
so,
Dopey, the number of finishers in the past, it's been like 2/3 women.
Yeah.
And
So I
it's
mean, it
always
makes
more than-
sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. That's who they cater.
Yeah. And then on the at Princess, it's even
Mm.
worse.
Princess is
It's like
crazy.
98%.
That's
All
where
right.
you
I usually buy the
win.
pins. Like,
That's where you buy the women's.
I buy
jacket.
the pins too. That's what
I don't wear Brooks, so the shoes don't appeal to me. I very particular about clothes. Like wore this for the podcast, but I won't wear it again because I don't like. It's like wearing a sheet of plastic.
It is.
Yeah,
It's like a homemade.
I know everyone was like super excited about the new Brooks
Mhm.
shirts, but I prefer the champion ones to come back.
I don't mind the Brooke shirts.
I think the runDisney ones were.
The material is comfortable. It's just I hate that it's the vinyl. Well,
This one is a
Just-
big vinyl.
It's a lot of vinyl,
Yeah,
but
that is a lot of vinyl.
But
Or
and the other
training.
one, I think the old ones, they were a dice up, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
But
were
it was
cut
like,
out.
but it could like melt. I'm like, come on. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
this
just-
is a huge. I mean, it's the
Washington.
fact that it's a book. I mean, that's kind of a cop out, right? Because
Well, it was supposed to be an open book. It took me a little while to figure out what it
the
was.
design thing is something bothering because they don't keep it uniform across merchandise sometimes. So like if you look at the
No.
I Did It pins versus like the I Did It shirts, it's not the same iconography, and that bothers me for some reason.
I think you're not alone.
We need to send this to the design team.
It's like weird.
I do like that they're doing the baseball jersey stuff.
Yeah, those
though.
are cute.
I do know that.
That's
I like
that.
this one.
Last
This
year.
was last year.
Yeah.
I have that one, but those are like giant. The sizing is.
Yeah,
like,
this
I'm-
is an extra small. I usually wear a medium. So like in unisex size, I would expect to buy a small. And this is an extra small and it's still pretty good.
I went back to the expo on Friday and it was empty. I mean, not empty with people, but there
It
was
was
no
selling.
No
there
merch.
was no
They
merch.
had these at the finish
Yeah,
line.
these were at the finish
Well,
line.
they
But
had
did
them
you?
in
medium and larger, medium and larger.
Yes.
And I tried a medium on, and I would need a small.
Also, they don't have to make it any better. Keep trying it.
Right.
And then it means then they're going to shrink the sizes because they're not going to get larger extra. You know what I mean? They're not
Oh,
going to.
yeah. Yeah. Well, it seems like 2 years ago, everything ran like really small.
I
Do you remember the
that year.
sweatshirt?
Yes.
Yes, it was. I forget what weekend it was, but it was ridiculous.
It was marathon weekend. My Dopey 2020, it was the year we did Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
That's that like pecan gray sweatshirt. I bought an extra large. I'm like, holy crap. 2 sizes up.
It's anything goes, and then people pre-order, and then it's like, oh, never mind, sorry.
Mhm.
This
Well,
is-
but at
this
least
is-
on the pre-order, they do exchange.
some people said they don't.
No, they do.
Oh, they did.
They do. There's a table at the end. Like you pick it up, and then there's a table at the end you go
Oh,
to,
that's
and they'll swap it out.
That's good.
So I have a question. There's a Run Disney. Is there special stuff for just Club Run Disney people?
There is now.
Because there was like 2 like kiosks I saw and that said Run Disney, a Club
Yeah.
Run Disney, and I didn't know if there was this.
Yeah, the Club Run Disney now has and they added more, like at Wine and Dine, they had the lug
Oh, okay.
purse.
Yeah.
And the baseball jersey and a cap. And
But that's
I think
because
they
I
had
saw
that.
somebody had the black one.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And they added
Because that seems nice.
they added like
Yeah, it looks
a sweatshirt and a jacket.
Speaking of pre-orders, it bothers me that if you show up on the first day, you still need to do the virtual queue to go pick up your pre-orders.
Yeah, I know.
That drives me. Like,
That doesn't seem.
I don't want to have to go back or stand in line either. Like, I pre-ordered for a reason to not stand in line.
Well, but like the first year of Disneyland, they did it differently.
They did. That's what I just.
And everybody complained about it because if you grab your basket of stuff, then go get your pre-order stuff, and then pull out the stuff that you pre-ordered because you forgot you pre-ordered because it was 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Then now you're like buying stuff and then returning it.
But in Disneyland, how hard is that? It's all like this big.
Disneyland is everything in miniature.
Yes,
It really is. It's micro size.
It's like the whole expo's in one.
All right, so I thought the expo was a little weird. Like the main expo floor was super packed, which I thought was great. It seems like
the main expo. I thought they had the normal stuff you would expect there.
yeah, but it felt like there was more vendors than there
Yeah.
normally is, which I thought was great because, like in general, those at large races seem to be getting smaller.
This is like the best one
Oh yeah,
by far.
I feel like different. The main vendor expo though, like a lot of the stalls are selling the same basic sort of stuff, and I wish there was more diversity. But
People need to sell smart.
well, I mean, half of it
And glitter.
is the run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picture Run is there.
Run. Picture Run's like the whole center.
Can I tell you, I was like really disappointed with the Padoku booth.
The heck is a Pinoku?
But those are the
If
That's
you
the
spin,
company
if you
that
spin and
Oh,
win.
yes,
snacks.
because normally you walk up and you're like, "Hey, can I have some?"
And they just hand you one.
and they'll hand you whatever they're giving out. Like,
Yeah.
and if you come back, they'll hand you another one.
What were they
And if
doing
you
next
ask for
time?
2, they'll give you 2. And if they have multiple flavors, they'll give you 1 each.
Did they put an X on your hand when they gave you one?
No, but you had to wait in the line to spin to see
Oh.
see what you won.
Oh, that's dumb.
Which I'm sure that you always won.
You get something, but
Yeah.
You're waiting for it.
Yeah, it's the waiting for it part.
I bought one of the
those cookies are dangerous.
race maps, those wooden cutout
Those
race
are
maps.
so-
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I pre-ordered at Wine and Dine for this, but I'm waiting to see what comes in.
That hasn't shown up yet.
It's gonna be awesome. I can
Yeah,
guarantee
yeah,
you.
it looks
It's
really neat.
like that's probably like one of the coolest things they have.
Yeah, John and I were talking about it this morning when we went to when we were walking in and they had
Yes, they got
Yeah,
the
I
booth.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never seen a vendor booth
At the race.
at the race itself.
Yeah, I saw it there too.
I actually don't know how I feel about that, but
When you guys went up in the corral, I went back and I talked to the guy for a little bit. He
Yeah.
does the whole setup, and because they have
How many
all
did you
different-
buy?
my boy, I'm not sure how to interpret that answer.
I mean, I was asking him, it was because he had the Dopey challenge, and he's like all the different challenges. Like, well, how do you do that? And it's like marked out differently on there.
Oh,
and
the
he
same
said that-
map.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on the same map.
Neat.
And then apparently he said that he can contact Disney and get different years too. So previous years are available.
That's neat.
Because I had asked him about the one. I
Another way
pre-ordered.
to lose our money.
Yeah,
Right.
they're nice, and
It is cool. It's a cool idea. I mean, he said that the small one was like 100, and I think the big one was like 420 or something.
But he's also doing some customization. I opted to not have it, so it,
Yeah.
years down the line, like I don't need this on my wall anymore. I could possibly.
The big one was cool, though. He showed me the back had notches where you could actually hang your medals off. And that's neat.
Where it like comes over the top.
It had notches so it could hang off the bottom, actually.
Oh,
So
But you put them in the,
Oh, I
there's
get
like
it.
down
Yeah,
at the very bottom.
it has like the fingers, like
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're
bottom
built
of
into
the
the
back. Yeah, they're built into the back.
I was like, that's neat. Wow.
So we all did 5K.
Okay.
Sharon did do 5K.
That's another favorite.
I was at the expo. I was on a plane actually while y'all were doing the 5K.
But yeah, we were watching your text come in.
That's while you were in the corral. No,
Well,
you
yeah.
were after. I was like, yeah. Oh yeah, because I was after.
Yes, you're right. I think you complained that we were getting you up early because We were texting.
I was up.
Yeah.
I was up. I was like, you guys are in the corral. I'm in the
All right.
corral.
All right. So those who didn't do the 5K, this isn't for you.
What?
Those who did the 5K, you were there.
Yeah.
We saved a spot for you. All right. So aside from that, 5K seemed like every other 5K that you've done it pretty recently.
It was a very full corral, though. It felt
It does. It feels like
more. It was more packed.
It felt like it got bigger.
Yes. Yes.
So I know last year, Track Shack had said that A and B each were 500, and it felt like it was maybe like twice that size.
Yeah, it felt.
It was big. It was packed.
But I thought it was a good run.
But this is the first time where, at least for Dopey runners, it was time sorted.
Yeah.
Was for Dopey.
For Dopey, this is the first race they're time sorting. The
I-
5K.
I hope with them announcing the expansion of the 5K field going forward that they start taking proof of time and do time seating.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Because it's a safety issue. You have people with the honor system, people are lying because they want to get their photos.
So I was thinking that all of K and 10K were time sorted, just because I didn't see any children
Mhm.
in the 5K or the 10K, and I didn't see any people that like clearly shouldn't be in that crowd.
Yeah. May not have that.
But I heard that in the back that there were still children there. They just weren't at the front.
Oh, that's a good change for the 5K. I mean, so it's usually
It doesn't feel like that's
kids.
intentional though.
Yeah.
Because I know like we've seen little
Kids.
5Ks where there's like
Yeah.
kids that are like,
I think they have to be at least 5 to do the 5K.
well, right, but
If they're like 5 and they're up there in the front.
At Wine and Dine, that happened. I was
It's
put in B,
dangerous.
and
yes,
I was
the
telling people
whole
in A.
universe knows you couldn't be.
And
We heard about
people
this.
walking.
Put in B.
Still mad at me. It's not that I was in B.
How did you get put in B?
It's not that I was in B. It's that people in A were walking. It's like, why? Why are you?
They did
walking
it for
in A?
you, Chad.
That's
Yeah, just
They
make
heard
sure
you went in B.
But you know, it's funny you say that. I'm gonna like go on and let feel hurt. So I'm a social media junkie.
Okay.
You all know this. I post prolifically on pretty much everywhere. Run weekends and like the couple of weeks before. Usually I just ignore like all the like Run Disney Facebook groups because there's a lot in there. And
That's a polite way
A
to
lot
put
to
it.
process. Yeah.
and this week, you know, I was looking at it and I'm like, there's a post yesterday that I think is reflective of how most people who are not in a forward corral think of it. Someone said, the question was, she had just done the half marathon and she said it destroyed her. She's like, how do these people do doping?
We train.
Well, I mean, it's a valid question.
I ran a half marathon here like in 2011. I had no idea how people did goofy because dopey didn't exist. And I was like, after I ran that first one, I wasn't trained or anything. And I was like, how? Well, I ran a little bit, but you know, like 5 miles on a treadmill.
But I mean, like at its core, it's a super valid question. Like not judging the question. And like, I don't know if it was her first half marathon or her 400th, but in my, you know, I had responded to the main thread and said, well, you know, you're feeling that way either because of, you know, not trained enough, haven't built the endurance yet, or there's a nutrition problem, right? Like if your quads are killing you at the end of a race, is one of them. Like it's fitness, it's endurance, it's nutrition.
Standard coaching.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it
good
makes
advice.
sense. It makes sense.
Very good advice.
Right. Then like someone else had replied, not to me, but to the main thread and said, well, you know, it's because everybody walks the 5K, 10K and a half.
No, we don't.
And I think I was the first responder to that. And I said, that's true for some people, but others run all the races. And I said, you know, there's a number of people who will BQ at these races, right? And like we know many people who have BQ'd at these races. Some today.
Yes, very, very hands down.
And well, by like an hour. He didn't need it, but now he's got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that probably time qualifies him for Boston.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, and the guy that I started next to today, said he's got an invite for the Olympic trials for the marathon distance.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the guy I was talking to, he came up to me because we talked like last year about him doing an Ironman, and he just did it, and he was giving me the update about how his run was amazing. And I should have warned him that coming off of the bike into a run, your pace is going to be absurdly fast the first mile or two, and then you're going to hate life for the rest of it. And I said, well, it helps like to maybe like have some control the first mile or two. He's into it. But yeah, he was telling me that he's qualified for the Olympic time trials. And so there are legitimately really fast runners.
There were a lot today. They were announcing. Right.
And Chad, you have become runDisney famous in the Triathlon sport. Thank you, Carissa, for enabling Chad's behavior.
Reward me for bad behavior.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. Like the first time you showed up, we were looking at each other like
what is this?
Like who is this guy and what did he take?
How does somebody have that much energy?
It is
3 in the morning.
And how are your vocal cords not like destroyed?
She made it a point to announce you at the finish too.
She did today. Tracy did yesterday. And it was a good time. Talkie yesterday. Tracy on the ocean. It was good.
I was very excited. I got announced twice yesterday. Carissa says, Jill Bartholomew. And then like a second later, she's like, Jill Bartholomew from Ironman. I'm like,
yeah.
Because so she's she's been a 70.3 announcer at some of the races I've done. And I had said to her, I'm like, now I know you in both halves of my life. Yeah, the Disney half and the Ironman half, which like generally look at each other with great disdain.
Going back to what you were talking about earlier, Ferg, with the social media posts, there does seem to be a big disconnect in approach that people have to run Disney races, and neither are wrong. Both are true at the same point. You have people like us who are here to run and we're trained for races. Yeah. And then there's people who say, well, I'm here to PR and fun. I want the photos, and they get very upset when they don't get their photos.
It does seem that people...
I get upset when I don't get my photos. Same. Ask my son's right arm. So he got his photos a couple years ago. I didn't get mine. Smacked him because he was making fun of me. You were on the train around Magic Kingdom. He did not talk to me for like 3 hours, but he stopped making fun of me not having my pictures.
But I've also noticed there's a difference in the way those true groups approach photos as well. Like us, we're in, we get the photos, we're out. And then farther back you go, you start finding people who treat it as a character meet and greet, and they want to talk.
We saw some of that this weekend, which I was really kind of unhappy about. We saw a lot of people going up and like taking videos, and then like trying to have a regular meet and greet with the character when like during a race.
Mm-hmm. This is a photo stop.
It's a photo stop. It's not a meet and greet. It's in, photo, out.
One thing I noticed was that I didn't notice the dip in the lines. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm slower than you guys, so I see the lines more.
Yes, you are.
But getting deeper into the race, usually you see the lines get shorter, and I didn't see that. It seemed like they were pretty well stacked throughout the entire.
Well, and this I think goes back to it feels like the size of the corrals increased.
They're getting big, yeah.
Because like normally for us as generally fast runners, some very fast,
Not me. Not today, anyway.
Well, for most of the race.
Yeah.
Today, my son
who get the fastest time? Just like
Jen. Although you and Ashton, I would love to see on the same course.
Isn't Ashton like half his age?
Yeah, he's half my age in the varsity.
Yeah, and I think he was like fourth in the 1 and 9.5.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and he was funny because like when the super fast guys go through, they're not ready to take the pictures. They're not set up for it yet because they assume. So he's had to wait for them to set up. He got a message on Strava from the guy who won last year. He's like, you would have won it if you didn't like stop for pictures all the time. But we, I didn't notice on the half that that the lines really reduced until after we got through Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Then there was like no lines. I think at that point, everybody's like, can we just be done with this? And that is exactly when I stopped it all.
That was me today. There was lines through kind of Magic Kingdom, and then they went away.
Yeah, like yesterday, I did not stop at the first like 3. Usually skip like the first one, maybe the first 2, and then it gets down.
You and I stopped at Tiana right off the bat yesterday and both regretted having done that.
Yes.
You lost a minute. I was like, how are we at the front and already lost a minute?
I think it was more. I think it might have been more.
But I was behind you. I was like 2 people behind you, and I was like,
Oh, that was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I saw you.
and then there was Jack and Sal. Was it Jack?
Jack and Sal.
Yeah, so
And that one, I was like, no, wait, that was like,
Yeah,
I was like a 2 or 3 minute line.
Well, no. So did you skipped that one?
I skipped that one.
I wanted Jack and Sally,
Yeah.
and that one was doubled back on it.
Oh, I didn't see that it was doubled back.
Yes, that was it. I looked at that and I'm like, that is a 20-minute line.
At the
And
beginning?
we were the first wave out of
This
that.
is less
That's
than
crazy.
4 minutes into the race.
That's insane. How does that even like
It was
math?
crazy.
Yeah, this was at like
Mhm.
marker like 6 or something. Yeah, 0.6. But no, like the Queen of Hearts on, I think I stopped at every character.
I skipped most of them in the half because I was making a very concerted effort to take a good tangent and stick to the line, and everything was on the opposite side from
Yes.
the tangent. Like, I'm not crossing the highway to get people I've had photos with 5 times in the last 3
You know,
years.
I was a little annoyed at that too because like on the return from Magic Kingdom, I'm used to there being 2 characters.
Mhm.
I think it's 2 that are on the left side, and there was 2 on the right and 1 on the left. So I felt like I was zigzagging across the road.
Yeah.
Right. And that adds up. You know, your
It-
13.1 becomes 13.8 or even 14.
It does. You were what? 13 point.
3.7.
I was 13.4.
I was 13.41.
It was 13.35.
13.7.
Way to go.
We know who won.
Uh-huh. Proud of myself.
And you
You had the
lost.
fastest time then.
But-
Yeah.
Where did you run from yesterday? Did you do last yesterday?
No, that was that. No, yesterday I was an 8.
You were an 8.
Yeah,
In the photo.
yeah.
That's right.
You were there.
That's right. I was there. I was there. Thank you
Remember?
for.
Uh-huh.
You know, we totally skipped the 10K though.
We did. We got right into it.
This is, I think, the second, according to Strava, this is the second time I've run that route, but I can't remember running the boardwalk area in reverse like that for a 10K.
I feel like we did it, not wine and die. I feel like we did it last year, maybe at Princess.
What do you mean by reverse?
So
So-
we went in. We went in
by the cake shop and came around then to Yacht Club versus
So
going
we went,
That's
to
how
Yacht
it
Club.
we went clockwise instead of counterclockwise.
Yeah, that's all we went. That's all.
So we went out onto the road. We went out onto the road like we did today, and then came back in.
I did it. That first part we've done. Before.
No, I know that. I'm just saying.
We ran the world in reverse. So we went past Mexico first, and then we made a left on the boardwalk instead of the right. And like the only other time I remember running it that way was Wine and Dine like 2 years ago when the 10K went out to Hollywood Studios.
I don't know how you can keep any of that straight. It's all a big blur.
I was like, I got up
We're at
early in the morning
Disney.
and I ran.
I was like somewhere in Disney. I'm just following.
Was
all
that a
these people.
5K or 10K? It was most likely a 10K. There's random 5K.
I'm tired.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It was a race.
It probably wasn't a half.
It involved pavement.
Because we've done boardwalk both ways, but I don't know which race is which.
Yeah.
I knew this 10K was different. My calves reminded me when we went the other way up bridges.
Oh, the bridge by
Yeah.
Swan and
Well,
Dolphin. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. John is allergic to hills.
not
That is
allergic.
okay.
I just severely don't like them.
There are way more than you.
I think it's nutrition.
I feel like that was directed at
Mhm.
me.
Your tone seems a little pointed right now.
Mhm.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Your tone seems awfully pointed.
It's unusually direct for him.
No, you said your calves were hurting. I just heard.
Oh, you know that. I thought you were
Yeah,
telling
sure.
him that he doesn't like hills because of his nutrition.
If you more
No,
gels.
no, his
more
calves
gels,
were hurting because of lack of fitness.
not gels.
Not gels.
What's your gel of choice?
Dude,
Uh,
go ahead. Tell him.
Is it embarrassing you?
probably is embarrassing because I go after whatever's around the house.
So he's
Gels.
still using
Usually-
leftover Cliff and Goo that are 3 years old.
I don't go for the goo as much. So
Yeah, and Goo is like Ashton's preference because they all taste like candy.
I
that's
can't
why
see
It was
I,
really
that's
sugary.
why
It's
I
real
like the
sugary.
good ones. The Cliff ones.
But yeah, the problem
I'm
with
really
Cliff ones
losing
though
the
is like
taste for them.
that they're actually okay, but they're really, really thick.
The good ones?
No, the Cliff ones.
But they don't make them anymore, so it's a.
Oh, because they're not blocked. Okay.
No, they do make
They do make the
still make the
blocks.
flip flop.
Which
They
I
used
also
to make gels,
when we do these races and they give us sport beans, well, this time they give us the honey stingers. But they used to, at one time, we're giving goose out or some gel out. Because I remember trying it and immediately spitting it out.
I remember it being in my pocket.
Because I was like,
What's that?
I don't remember, but they did give us gels once.
We used to get it was maybe once, but
maybe one.
that was my first and only introduction to gels. I had yet to find a gel that I actually like, so I stick with the sport beans.
I have a whole box. I have a full box of gels to try out.
Yeah, keyword is to try because someone was very nice.
Very kind.
Bought him a cornucopia of
gel.
Was that
gels
for today?
for him
No,
to.
these were maybe two.
No, he had
Okay.
he had a month to try him out, see what he liked, and you know where that. And I even overnighted it to him.
And he tried none of them.
The box is not open.
The box is open.
But I opened the box and I looked at it and I was like, I can't take this step on vacation.
You're like, and also, ew.
I was going to try it. I was actually going to try it in my kitchen. But I was like, that just seems wrong to try.
To take a goo and you're not running.
We're not
No.
running.
I mean, you could
Seems
taste
like-
it, I suppose.
But then it was,
But I mean,
So in my training for Disneyland, man, I'm going
You're
to
gonna
gorge.
gels.
I'm going to gorge.
and then when he,
When I get there,
then when he
it
was like,
yeah,
gastric distress is gonna be my fault.
Jill, why did you give me these things?
My one running buddy, he kind of makes his own by mixing like tailwind and other powders and then water, so it's a sludge. I'm like, how do you tolerate that?
That I think makes most sports nutritionists cringe.
Like he DIYs a teaspoon. That's what he does. He DIYs it
By a brand.
Yeah, but there are a couple that do their own like.
He's like, it's got this much sodium, this much carb, this much protein. I know exactly how much I'm getting if I take it every 3 miles, 30 minutes. Like, good for you, man.
But what does it taste like?
Cement.
For me, it's a lot of the thing about gels for me is the texture, but they also all taste like
Now
chemicals.
I know.
Stick in your mouth.
Yeah.
And
So
well,
today,
that's
my nutrition, I had a granola bar.
The regular
I know.
food, that's what I like to do too.
And you know what Jill said?
tells us
You know what
what's
Jill
wrong.
said?
yes. Tell what I said.
Jill said, if I ate that, I'd be throwing up on the course.
I love those Nature Valley. I love those Nature Valley bars. I do. Just not 5 minutes before I'm about to run a marathon, and definitely not in the middle of a marathon.
I didn't eat the one in the middle.
It's just too
Too
much.
dry. It would have been like that.
Yeah, it's just like too much weird stuff like bouncing around your belly.
I get up, I eat half a Joffrey's pretzel, I eat or not pretzel donut.
Like the big one?
The big one.
Wait a second. Why only half?
They are
They're
huge.
huge. Big.
I'm
but
aware.
Yeah.
At Disney, like we have to have one a day,
That's about all.
Really?
All I can tolerate.
I've never had one.
and we haven't had one. It's
huge.
We have.
They're huge. I see them and I'm like,
They're like they're not. Like
they're like this.
that's
They're like cartoon. They're like
that's the one.
cartoon size.
I call them home.
I think you're missing. That's the one at Universal Studios. It's like that.
Yeah, that one's the
It's
size of a
not-
cake,
it's-
but this one's like the size of an actual.
But still,
It's like pink.
Like the size of my head.
You can get blue ones too, though.
Pink, blue, and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or chocolate.
And and the Oreo cream.
So I eat half of that. I eat a stroopwafel. Then I get into the corral and
dance.
dance. Do my
Dance
little-
up, dance
little-
up.
So now,
and,
but now the
oh,
white
wow.
is what?
I know.
All right.
It's like you like drink it.
Usually have some tea as well because I'm a big tea person.
6 espressos.
About half hour before the gun goes off, I'll eat a pack of sport beans. And then when I get back after the race, I'll finish the donut.
I use sport beans for a season, I think.
Oh, they're so gross.
Yes, that was my conclusion. Was I was originally like, well, maybe they're not so bad. I just have to get used to them. And then after a few races, I'm like, no, they're
great. I tried them on a course and I
jelly
choked.
beans.
I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't.
But the ones they're handing out, I didn't grab any, but those I think are pretty good.
I use
Oh, the honey stinger. They didn't look hard, right?
They're a little slimy because it's honey, but
Yeah.
I tried them yesterday and spit them out because I don't like citrus gels or anything, and there was citrus in these. Can't eat that.
I like those. They also make them with caffeine.
I gotta say, Gummy Nerds clusters are also a really good substitute, and they're cheaper.
People
Gummy
love
nerds?
those.
Gummy Nerds cluster.
Gummy Nerds clusters. So actually, for most of my training block over the last 3 months, I was just buying like the big bag at Target and portioning it out for my race.
I was doing that, but not for training.
Gummy nerds.
Gummy nerd clusters. They're so good.
Are.
Uh-huh.
They
are.
are.
Skills and gummy nerds.
Live under a rock.
All right, so bring it back.
Bring it back to this.
Bring it back because we don't want to make a 3-hour-long.
The
podcast.
10K was
That's
great, and it went backwards.
The 10K was good. I thought the characters were good. The photos were good because it was all pretty much in the park.
Yeah.
I like that about the 10K is it's
And the board.
Yeah, like you get like
there's not as much road run.
you get like 2 miles out of the park, and then the rest is all.
I know why they don't do it anymore, but I miss when the boardwalk spectators were allowed to cheer and make noise.
Yeah.
And they're doing it to be respectful to people who are trying to sleep. But I miss that.
Although DVC sent out a thing inviting people who aren't staying necessarily to come and spectate on the boardwalk, so they might.
Because the
Oh,
crowd
maybe
bigger
they're
today.
bringing
The
something
crowd
back?
is bigger today.
Once the sun comes up, is past, I think like 8 or 9 o'clock, they're allowed to cheer. But when we're doing it at 4 in the morning, they're like,
you mean
quiet.
like on like the 10K.
Yeah, so
Because I was like, today there was cheering.
oh yeah,
yeah, so there
This
was
was later.
it was later.
Yeah, I think the DVC thing was only for the half and the full. But
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So today,
What happened about the half?
oh, we talked about that. Okay, we'll come back to the half.
Okay.
That was fun.
I feel like the
That's
half was my best race, to be honest. I was not. That was I went in with a goal to be 2 hours, so I had enough in the tank for the day. I did it like perfect. My execution was there. I was very happy with my performance.
I did 2 hours and I tried new shoes and I liked them. And
You did something new on race day.
You did.
Carl told me I could.
Coach Jill gave
Coach Jill said something new on race day.
You go, coaches know
She said you could try these shoes.
And so half marathon. I thought the weather this weekend was fantastic.
I loved
Oh,
it. Except for today, once
Oh,
the
yeah.
sun came up, it was. I love like 60-degree weather.
This
for
was
running.
perfect.
I mean, this weekend, if there is one to stress about weather, it's this weekend. We've run this weekend when it's like just about freezing and
Oh, it's
ridiculous.
awful.
Last year was horrible. The year before it rained on
Yeah.
half marathon.
Yes.
Half
It rained like
Marathon
seriously.
day.
Yeah.
Right. We've run this in the pouring rain. We've run this when it's 90 degrees at the start line. I thought this
good.
weather was fantastic.
And it was consistent. Every
Yeah.
day was pretty much the same.
Oh yeah.
No wind.
Almost slightly cooler every day.
Yeah. Maybe slightly, but not like
But like
Not-
not,
my blanket.
Yeah, by like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
couple of degrees.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
like
this
you
the first race where I didn't show up bundled up with like layers and
No.
like vest and hat, and
Exactly.
you actually recognized me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tony showed up in 12 layers either.
No, you
No.
did not.
No,
He did have pajama pants.
I mean, be realistic. Yeah, it's springtime. Yes.
I know.
but he's hot. He tells us it's too hot for him to run. He likes cooler weather.
Yeah.
Because he I think trains in cool.
60 is what I prefer to like run it. Give me that.
60.
Yeah. Give me the 50.
Shouldn't be out
The
ready.
humidity could have gone down a little bit, but
See, I felt like the 5K, I always, if I don't get a chance to do like a training run or two, shakeout run or two prior to the 5K, my goal for the 5K basically changes at my third step from whatever I thought it was to, okay, let's now acclimate to this ridiculous weather, the humidity, because it just like sits in my lung. But by the time we're at the half marathon, it's fine.
Well, I think the 10K, right? Didn't you say the 10K was like when we were going around the curve? I thought you said your lungs.
Oh
were
yeah,
really-
I was having a hard time at the beginning of the 10K, but again, like I said, if I don't get like a run or two in before,
The other thing is the bathrooms were not spaced correctly.
yes. Well, the 10Ks normally the bathrooms, the toilets, the porta potties. Let's be honest, are immediately after the first turn. They were at 1.2.
Uh-oh.
I needed to pee 20 minutes before the start line, but couldn't get to the toilet because the corral was closed. So by the time we made it to 1.2,
you were done.
I was like, if it doesn't show up now, I'm going to explode. It will be messy.
I'm going to go full
Well, there's
Iron
only
Man.
usually like 2 porta potties there too in a mile in.
That's usually not too many.
Not many, but there was some.
Oh, yeah.
There was.
They didn't let you sneak out to the last one on the race.
We Attention, because by that time, like everyone is focused on getting the rollers ready to go.
The other thing we did talk about is on at least half marathon day there were a lot more rollers.
There was a lot of them.
Did you see there was a roller in A today?
Yes,
That know why, or that just
In A?
in A.
That seems
behind you,
dangerous.
right?
It does.
So it was kind of scary because
It's about-
they were about 3, maybe 6 people back.
like that feels dangerous.
There were 6 people back from the front.
And it was
It
not one
wasn't
of,
like a missed corral, like
and it wasn't like the sports Roll Disney's. It was an AWD Roll Disney. I was like,
Was it an
and I asked, and the people said, well, they don't have to do AWD. They're allowed to be in the crowd. And I didn't push it, but to me, I was like, that feels like a safety issue.
So, okay. So that I do understand though, because like they start AWD between B and C. But if they have an ABIB, I mean, wouldn't you prefer to start?
Yeah.
A?
Right, they didn't have an A-bib. They didn't have an A-bib.
Right. I mean, versus like
They earned
the
it.
chairs, who
Right.
doesn't matter what their bib is, they start with the chairs.
They earned their space. Like I wasn't faulting them.
So is that a one, the push one?
The push unit was
one of those
yeah.
things?
That doesn't feel as dangerous.
No, yeah, I was picturing like
Yeah, I
No.
know. As a,
And
No,
cycle
it wasn't a
or
roll.
whatever.
It wasn't a roll.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not allowed to push a jogger in the thing. So it's like, it's different circumstances. But to me, it's like,
yeah, I understand that. Half marathon though.
like I said, I loved it. I thought the crowd was good. The energy was great. I love that it's one of the few times we actually get to run through the Magic Kingdom on these races.
I still don't like doing the Magic Kingdom in person.
It was the exact same loop through Magic Kingdom both days.
Yep.
Yesterday.
Yeah. it
No,
was-
No, we
That
went.
wasn't-
We went.
we didn't
to
do
the
Storybook
Storybook
Circus.
Listen.
Circus today. We didn't do it yesterday.
We did.
It was the same loop until
Oh, you're right.
after
Right.
the castle.
Yes. Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
After the
we went
castle
back
was different.
Because it went through like the teacups
Mhm.
Yeah, there's
to
like,
have some dump
and under by Tron. Okay, you're right.
and then we went
I
under
was doing
Tron.
that yesterday.
Yeah.
was there? Yeah.
But same direction.
So there was a mile marker right before we went in Magic Kingdom, and then a mile marker in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Versus yesterday, where there was just the 1 mile marker.
There's one thing I raised to them in a previous Dopey, and they somewhat changed it. When we're coming out past the Contemporary and there's that dip under the causeway, they have music playing, which last year it was a DJ, and that was really bad. This year they just had speakers playing some lighter instrumental music. But Roll Disney picks up so much speed.
Yeah,
And with the music, like people need to be able to call ahead. And, even with the light music, today I saw where people were like, Roll Disney coming through, and people just either didn't hear or couldn't hear. It's like, that needs to be.
I mean, imagine that they get all sorts of very conflicting
Mhm.
feedback, right? Because on the other hand is like the feedback that we started seeing yesterday of like, oh man, there's so much highway. It's so boring. Can't they do something to make it more entertaining and less boring? And like we were talking about one earlier where some lady said, she didn't like all the highway miles. She would never signed up if she knew there was so much outside the park. It's like none of the parks are big enough to do a half marathon inside.
No, right.
And the maps, the maps aren't put out until very close, but they don't change that much. So it's
Not for this weekend.
right. It's like,
Because
because
I mean, they change, but there's always like a half marathon.
there's gonna be
is
highway
gonna be
miles.
6
Well, yeah.
miles out. I mean,
Well, and I'm like, was that different from any other half marathon or marathon or 10K?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be on public roads, and the complaints, I think, are twofold. So, like, we are in Florida. We're in an area that floods a lot and gets a lot of rain. So the roads have a pretty decent crown to them.
They do.
We all
Yeah.
feel
I felt that today.
Yeah.
Me too. We all feel that in our joints, our knees, our feet, our hips. And that was one complaint. And I'm like, that's really valid. Like, it's
Yeah.
true. And the other was like, it's just boring.
There's a decent amount of entertainment even on the road. I mean,
But like every quarter mile or so, there's something.
There's
Something.
there's a photo
character.
character, there's a DJ.
In the
there's
marathon,
something.
there is a long segment with very limited.
There is.
I mean, they could go to Disneyland where so much is in Anaheim, and
They
it's
can't
they
get
can't have anything.
Where even this mileage signs are like, I don't know.
or even any regular roasters.
Mhm.
Race doesn't have a ton more than that.
I mean, all the races in
A
Central
regular-
Park have nothing.
I was going to say, all the races I run outside of Run Disney, it's all public roads. And unless you're like in a city, like you might be looking at cornfields.
Yeah.
I'm from Central Pennsylvania, so like to me, running in the middle of nowhere with nothing going on, it's just like that's my zen.
Right.
I kind of enjoy that.
And the
I
roads you
actually-
can space out too.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Like, I didn't run with any headphones this weekend at all.
I didn't.
So I'm like, the 5K, you don't need it because there's so much entertainment. Although I did feel that they were short, 2 or 3 characters versus like what we're used to. The 10K, same thing. Like aside from like the first mile and a half, 2 miles, it's all inside the park. There's music.
But even the
entertainment.
first mile and a half, though, on those loops, they have characters out there.
They have characters. They have the video screens.
Yeah.
They have
There's plenty.
the music.
I mean, the marathon is the only one where it just gets
Time out the section
marathon gets
from
after you get out of Animal Kingdom.
yes.
That's a long.
So
walk.
from like
It's that Western way.
yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom
Mhm.
to the parking lot.
yeah, it's like from
Yeah.
the time you exit Animal Kingdom at like
It's like
28.
18, 19.
Yeah, it's like 28.
I think I ran with you there last year.
Yes,
We
you
saw
did.
each other.
But I would
Mhm.
say this year, I thought the DJ in the parking lot did a really good job.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was talking to people. He was like, "We're 22 miles, everybody. You know,
Oh,
we're
Blizzard
like,
Beach.
yeah."
Oh, that
When I was
makes
coming through,
Yeah,
when I was coming through Blizzard Beach, he goes, "The sun's about up, and it is going to be disrespectful."
That's
the perfect
He was funny. That's what I thought when I was with him. I was like, he's
Yeah.
kind of funny and kind of
So,
lively.
I will say, so now, okay, on to the marathon. Stretch going past the water treatment plant, which smells not so nice. Last year smelled horrible because the
Yes.
direction of the wind. It wasn't as bad this year. The wind was blowing the other way. I thought they did a great job of that. Like last year, they had the lights and, Vader was there. This year, they had stormtroopers, Vader.
They had Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Rey.
So Ray was away.
Last year,
It's
I didn't
very sad.
even know it was Star Wars. I was like, what is with like smoke?
But
and
this year,
lasers?
we went through there. And like last year,
And it was
just-
long. I mean, it was a
Well,
lot.
It was. 'Cause usually when they do that, it's pretty short. But the way they set it up this year, I thought was so cool. It was set up like a fight.
Yes.
And you moved from the Imperial side to the Rebel side.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I thought that was
And you could hear the Wookiee right when you were in the
Yes.
because it switched from
And then when it ended, you got to smell the poo.
Mm.
And then you made the right turn, and there was a goat at the right turn, like there always
Oh,
is.
the goat.
But the DJ on your way into Animal Kingdom, I was very disappointed with because last year he's like, "You're at mile 16 or 17 or whatever it is." Is it 17 now?
16.
So it is still 16. All right. So you're because the mile markers were in different places this year, by like half a mile from where we used to.
Yeah.
They're like, "You're mile 16. Balloon ladies are at mile 1. You have nothing to worry about." And like that got a reaction from everyone
That
running
is
through it last
funny.
year, right? 'Cause, like this group doesn't necessarily worry about the balloon ladies, but we find it an interesting concept. Like I think it's fun that they come out and do that, and I understand people's apprehension about them.
Before I came up to your room today, I stopped down at the marketplace and we were chatting. I was chatting with the cast member out there. She goes, "I don't have any interest in running, but I want to be a balloon lady. There's just something about the power of coming up. That's just me impending."
That's the thing. It's like the thing to be afraid of is not the balloon ladies. It's the it's the balloon ladies. So I was curious today because so the weather today. I mean, obviously, it's twice as long as that marathon. It did start a half hour earlier, but still takes them an hour or so. You started with the balloon ladies. What time did you start?
5:30, I think.
So an
So that's a
hour.
full hour.
So like right
hour.
on an hour.
I can keep.
So like right on an hour, and you have what 7 hours, 7.5 hours to get it done.
26.
Okay, so an hour, and so you've got 7.5 hours to get it done. So by that time it finishes at what 1?
I think they had to be off the course, but I think the course closed at 12 or 12:30.
Oh, is that yourself?
At 12:30 is what I remember. So I think it was 12:30.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but I think that's what it was.
But either way, there are some people who are running at the height of the heat of the day.
Yes.
I ended up in heat exhaustion and ended up in medical afterwards.
Right. And you weren't running at the height of the
No.
heat.
Today you did.
I ended up in medical afterwards.
Yeah.
I crossed the finish line and was gasping like a fish and was trying to get through the finish line. I was like, I'll figure it out. And I had a medical person come and grab me. He's like, no, you're coming.
They
with
were
me.
like, "Sarah, you can come with us."
You're going to make some new friends today.
Well, we will cover that later
Mhm.
because that's actually an interesting topic. But they ended up cutting out Blizzard Beach. And my understanding is when we go right, we have an out and back that's about a mile long. And then we make the right into Blizzard Beach, which is another mile and some change. And then they basically ended up cutting almost 5K out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. It's like
That's a lot.
3 miles or something. But there were people in Blizzard Beach when
they did that. Oh.
That's a bummer. Well, yeah, because you have people like imagine you're the last person who made the right, and then the person behind you they direct.
Yeah, at some point they do that.
Right. It's, at some point. So like I'm like, how does that work? Because now the balloon ladies are maybe 40 to 50 minutes closer to the finish line than they otherwise would be.
That's a really good question.
They should stop.
I was curious. And they're in front of the people who now.
You know what I bet? I can't say this for sure, but I bet that what they do is those people that didn't make the cutoff, they tell them and they cut it short however they can. Like they take them across to Blizzard Beach if they're already out there. They shorten the line to get.
I don't know, but I'd love to hear that because
I bet they do.
My athlete who was on course, she texted me and she's like, I can hear the balloon ladies. And I'm doing the math and I'm like, you should have at least 2 hours at this point.
Yeah.
Between you and the balloon ladies. Like she wasn't, she was running the 16.
2 hours?
Yeah, she should have had 2 hours between her and the balloon ladies.
Yeah, I think it was just as they were cutting the course because all of a sudden everybody popped up.
Yeah, because she went through Blizzard Beach
and then
right before they cut.
Those people would have been screwed. The people who made it all the way through and then they cut it.
Well, right.
And then the balloon ladies moved out. That's just
right. Well, that's the thing. It's like, well, they suddenly got like 45 or 50 minutes closer.
I should ask my new friends because I hang out for the first half of that full today's sometimes because it was so much fun. But I hung out with the 16-minute mile pacers and now like we're all best friends, of course. And so I can find out because they would have been, we were like
runDisney best friends.
We're runDisney best friends. So they're a little bit ahead. Like we could see that if I looked back, if it was straight, I could see them. But that those guys would have been in that camp.
Yeah.
How maddening is that though? To like go through Blizzard Beach, like the part that
Very
everybody really like despises. Like, okay, I'm done, and then just behind you, like, yeah, we just cut the course, we don't have to go.
Well, I mean, they did that in 2020 too.
Yeah.
But I mean, just because of the people that deal with that. It's like,
well,
I just finished this.
Well, and there's anger on both sides.
Yeah, because I would be mad. Like because there were a lot of people in our group who this was their first marathon.
And they won the marathon.
Yes, like I would be annoyed if they're like, you can't do this 3 miles of it.
In 2020, there was anger on both sides. There was anger by the people who just were ahead of that. Yeah. And then anger by people who got the cutoff either because it was their first marathon or it's really important to them that they complete the full distance. I'm very much of I run the course that is prescribed on the day of the race. And
like the half of a half, you were like, that counts.
The half of the half. I felt no need.
Yeah.
I felt no need to go and run additional mileage because one, I remember run tubes all the time.
A lot of people were doing that.
Yeah. In the rain, in the pouring rain. But yeah, I mean, you can see it both.
Yeah, I can see both sides.
Yeah.
But also, how much did that really save them? You know what I mean? Like by the time they did it, by the time they cut the course, how many people were there and cutting 3 miles out of their marathon? Like, I don't know. I don't see.
Yeah, but it's the slowest.
It's the slowest.
Yeah.
And
I've heard people refer to it as penance, that particular section.
Penance. I haven't heard that one.
I was also, I don't know if this is true at the end, but I was surprised when I pulled myself out that I thought at least where I was, I didn't see that actually take anybody out. Everybody was just voluntarily, like everybody was just
like, I'm done.
Put
me on the bus. Send me
like
home.
people were like, they weren't stopping anybody. People were just getting on the bus. Well, who wanted to?
But were you behind the bikers?
I watched them go by. You know what I mean? But the bus was full and then came the balloons and then came the bikes and they didn't grab anybody. Everybody could grab themselves.
That's interesting. Yesterday, I definitely saw, when we are coming over the bridge, balloon ladies are going that way. And the buses behind them, there's like 4 buses.
I saw that too. I saw that too because of the World Drive thing. I passed that as well.
Yeah.
Well, this was, I just saw the balloon ladies at mile 12, right before you turn into Hollywood, around the way here. And they didn't have anybody with them. Like the balloons were there wasn't like a huge pack of like struggle bus people. It was just those ladies who were very nice.
Yes, contrary to popular belief, they are not.
They're lovely.
They are not
They're
equal.
very
Mhm.
nice. They just have a job to do.
The job
They're
they,
just pacers.
They don't
job they
even,
created.
yeah, they don't even have a job. They just keep going at 60-minute mile.
Yes,
It's their whole job.
they become the
You have to give it
unofficial.
credit for the training, like 16 minutes, like on an
To be
episode
honest,
today.
it-
It's like
All right.
Anyway.
For a marathon.
Yeah.
That's a
So
lot of time.
some people definitely were running out there in the heat.
Yeah.
And you weren't,
I wasn't.
and you still got heat exhaustion.
I don't know what happened.
Mhm.
I passed you at Animal Kingdom. I was coming out.
Yeah,
here.
it was like you're 35K.
Yeah. So that was mile 18 or 19. I passed you. Was
19.
doing all right.
Yeah.
Was on goal for the 3:45 I was hoping to get, and somewhere along Western Way, body was just like, nope, we're done. And I struggled the next 10K plus, and when I crossed the finish line, I was gasping for air like a fish out of water and couldn't breathe. And medical was like, no, you're going to come with us. And they, gave me a cooling towel and some ice and sat me down in front of a fan, and everything started getting dizzy and spinning. And they're like, put you in a wheelchair and have you lay down. And then I started getting chills and full body aches, and they're like, you are really pale. I'm like, well, generally, like, no, you are very pale.
Like,
Yeah.
So,
you lose.
wrapped me in Mylar, brought a blanket, which apparently they have a dryer, so that, like, it was
Oh,
already
blanket.
I love that.
Like in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, I had 5 people standing around me as, like, visions going in and out, and they're asking me questions that I can barely understand.
Wow.
But
Wow.
So how long did that take for you
So,
to kind of
30 minutes. I was there for about 30 minutes and like sipping Powerade. And we tried once for me to sit up, and within like 5 seconds, everything started going. I'm like, nope, back down. But I got to give credit to the medical staff. Like, they were on top, because I was going to try to just get my medals and go, because I was meeting friends to do photo pass at Epcot at 10. And the plan was get in, get your medals, go to Saratoga Springs, change, and get back. And they were like, nope, you are not going through this exit chute. You are coming with us before you hurt yourself. Which was good credit.
Good on them.
Good on them. Like, on top of it, there is a small army of medical staff, and they know exactly what they're doing. And they are on top of it. So I got to give a big shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. But I think like the lesson is you're a fast runner and you did not run in the heat of the day.
Nope.
I mean, it's warm
Right.
and it's a full marathon.
And
right?
you hydrated.
It's like,
Hydrated.
it was like what, 70s when we finished?
Probably.
Probably in that vicinity. And, the sun, what time did you finish? 8:30?
I had whatever. I basically was like 3:59, 15.
So
Yeah.
you finished at 8:30 and yeah, it was really humid. And it sounded like you took Powerade and water at every stop.
Every stop, even from the start, I would walk the water stop. I took Gatorade and then the water. Sometimes I'd even get a second water. I had my own. I was fueling every 3 miles consistently.
I was going to say, you're usually pretty self-sufficient on that.
So
it can happen to anybody. It's not just that you... And you did all the right things that we tell everyone to do. Drink the water, drink the Powerade, take the nutrition.
Nibbled on a banana through 8KL. Like, it wasn't taking big bites to get sick, was nibbling on it.
Yeah.
But actually, there was a guy in Western Way. He was cramping bad, and I had to, get consent. He was alert. He's like, do you want help? He's like, yeah. So I went and flagged someone down, sent medical back.
But he didn't eat the banana.
Maybe he didn't.
You didn't eat the banana.
Like, I saw him, like, leg was locked up, and he was leaning against the
Yeah, the bananas are good for keeping the cramps at bay. It's got so much potassium in it, which is one of the main electrolytes that, if you're deficient in, you will cramp.
But
And it will hurt.
by the time I got to the end of Western Way, I was feeling very sick. And I was like, I went to medical. I'm like, do you have something to either get everything out or keep everything down? Like, we have mint Tums. Perfect. And then struggled the rest of it. But I finished. I still finished. The goal was finish. The next goal was finish under 4, which I did. And then I was hoping for a new PR, which would have been under 3:50.
So there's some additional goals.
Yeah.
My goals in every single race are the same.
Okay.
Don't die.
That's a very good one. I think that's a given, but good one.
Rule number 1 is don't die.
Yeah.
Then it's finish. Don't finish last,
Yeah.
unless that's my intent, on which I've yet to encounter that, but I suppose it could happen. And then goals start to come, right? Do better than last time is usually my next goal, which lately that's not been a thing for me with all the hamstring. But yeah, it's like protect the first goal at all costs.
Right.
Yeah.
Be able to run more races in the future.
Well, and I say that, we laugh at it and I say that, but I've been to at least a half a dozen races where someone died.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like taking out like deaths in an Ironman swim from the equation, which is different because like cardiac arrest in the swim is not uncommon or as a cause of death. Like for runners, almost with, I think, one exception of a guy who had cardiac arrest in a marathon, all of them were avoidable. Not taking the nutrition. Like imagine if you had continued to run and ignored all of the symptoms.
I physically couldn't. Like I was just, the body was done and I would do maybe 100 yards of a very slow jog and then had to walk again.
Yeah.
And, I was a Boy Scout, and I've done first aid. So the fact that like it didn't even register, like, hey, maybe this is heat exhaustion.
Well, diagnosing yourself is probably the hardest.
It is hard.
I just thought maybe I bonked and I'm like going through, I'm like, no. But there were times I was like zombie running and just was out of it.
Well, that's why you hit out that guy. Oftentimes that happens. Like somebody's not okay, and they need somebody else to be like, you could use some help.
That's an interesting thing to hear. Like, I mean, you guys run way more than I have. I mean, like, just from my perspective, like, I've heard like that happen where it's like that's happened to me after Philly once. I had like exhaustion and stuff, but you were doing everything right, and that happened.
And it's like I did my training.
Versus Mr. also in that doesn't eat and doesn't drink crowd.
You don't.
I learned, and I made sure even
I drank
yesterday.
today. I drank it every water station.
Ate
You
last
did?
That is,
And that is such growth.
And if you don't believe me, you can ask Nancy because
I'm
you know
going
what?
to believe you.
I will take you at you.
I drank it.
We're halfway there. Drink
The Gatorade was hard
now.
for me today. I didn't.
You don't like
What?
it. Yeah.
It was
the
too
power-
sweet. It was really sweet.
It was
Yeah,
a little
Powerade.
sweet today.
Yeah,
Ideas
Powerade.
Powerade is appropriately placed at the table.
Before the water. Yeah.
Mhm.
I took a sip of it and then they take water.
I do the same thing.
I tried
do
to do
not
that,
like
and I was like, I regretted it after
I had some annoyances on. I understand people want to throw their water. Don't hit people next to you. I had my shoes were wet so often today because people would grab and just toss
I'm
or
feeling very
throw
attacked
down.
right
It's
now.
like, could you, like, you just passed me. I'm behind you by a step, and you just thanks, dude.
I take the water. I'll take like a Powerade, drink like one sip out of it because that's about all I can stomach, and then take the water. I'll drink like one, and I thought they did a good job portioning.
Yes, it was better today.
Yeah.
Like, at Wine and Dine, they were like filling the cups all the way, and they're like a quarter filled. And then I'll take like the second cup and I'll dump it down my back, not over my shoulder at the guy behind me, but down my
Like,
back.
yeah, it's one thing to pour, but like he did the toss and just nailed me. And
So, I did have a lady in front of me who did like picked up the cup and did the pinch thing, and it was a big fail. I landed on my feet.
the second one was someone, I think they took their sip and were done and went to throw it down and just soaked my shoe. It's like, I still have 20 miles to go. I don't need a wet
Well,
shoe.
you know what? I have done that. I have soaked my shoe. I have soaked volunteers' shoes. I don't know if I've soaked shoes of other people, but with the number of races I run, I'd be surprised if I haven't.
What are your thoughts on the half and the full today? Said you don't like doing Magic Kingdom in reverse, but the part about Grand
Hey, you guys
Floridian,
didn't ask me why.
where we'll get to that, where Grand Floridian, I've heard some people complaining because we have that sharp left, we go over the plywood hump, and then it's just narrow
I'll
to go
do
along.
that.
And they stick
we've always
up,
done that.
they stick hydration on the already narrow course.
Yeah, why is
That
it
does
so-
not make sense. Yeah.
So I think first, we have the course that we have now because the old course they can't run because of the construction. Right.
Yeah.
The exit that we used to take
Is it a construction?
is a construction zone. Right. So they had to do something.
The exit out of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. So you remember we used to exit at Frontierland?
What
Yeah.
dragon?
I see.
But that's like
it's all
that's like right in the middle.
That's also on
Ours,
the train.
yeah.
Yeah, the train's closed.
The parade float garage is there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like behind that is like all construction. So, okay, not a surprise. Plus the road is on the road itself is under construction, right? So I'm like, okay, that made sense on like why they changed the route, why they reversed it. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but it actually does because you'd if they didn't reverse it, you'd have runners crossing each other. But that path, I've seen there's always the complaint of the path between Hollywood and that path.
Oh, yeah.
Why is there a water stop there?
Yeah, there's a water stop there.
There's a water stop there. Yeah. But the path between Grand Floridian, because I can't speak today.
Yeah.
It's equally narrow.
Yes.
But that one at least has grass next to it.
True.
Yeah.
And not like a moat.
Right. Not a canal. Yeah. Parking lot on one side with a fence and a canal on the other. But I think for slower runners, it's congested. I heard yesterday that there was a full stop on the path at one point.
Because of water? Really?
Probably because of the water. Well, it's like California coming out California Adventure. You're necking down, and they decided to put a water table there.
On both sides.
My theory is that they put water tables in these sometimes awkward places to prevent having to put it in a park or in a otherwise public on stage area.
I imagine, because once you pass that path, you're in Magic Kingdom.
Right.
So I can see why it's not there.
Right.
But like, couldn't they put it before we turn into Grand Floridian? It's like, I don't understand why.
Oh,
on this
totally.
whole road.
So yeah, there's no shortage of parking lot on the marathon.
Yeah.
I despise
The Magic Kingdom parking lot after the
I
Magic
despise the
didn't like
Grand
that today.
Tour of the TTC. Yes.
Yes.
And this year the Grand Tour was bigger than last year's Grand Tour.
And it was bigger than the half.
Well, it's always bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
was a lot of zigzagging through that parking lot. And when Wine and Dine was a night race, we did the parking lot at Animal Kingdom. But they would bring out the electric light floats and have them dancing in like there was nothing other than maybe two characters.
Yeah, there's very little entertainment. That I do not. I do not. So this is why I don't like the new course. Is we don't run through the toll booth.
That's true.
Yes, and to me,
it did
running through the toll booth always. It just I don't know. It's like you're in the Magic Kingdom, and
now we just run next to them.
Now we're like, it's there. We used to run through you, and it was such cool pictures.
Yeah, that was
right. Like everybody's standing there taking selfies. Because I'm totally. I have like 9 selfies in front of that. Then we ran through the TTC instead of touring the TTC, and we got the extra mileage on Floridian Way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right. So now they're making up for that shortage.
Right. Yeah,
but
in the parking lot.
But the flip side is now we get a lot more time in Magic.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a nice
bit
of Magic Kingdom.
But
I'm happy with the course in the park.
Yeah, now nice. I thought they made some like minor tweaks because last year I remember feeling like there were a lot of sharp turns in the park, and this year I didn't feel that way.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
I wish they had done a little bit better control of people for the photo op in front of the castle, because the intent was you were supposed to go around the fountain, and they had lines to get it behind them. Only people were not listening, or they weren't being directed well, and were running in front of or behind people.
It was weird.
Today in particular.
So I didn't see that today.
I have a photo person like trying to like duck under me. Like it's a full body photo. You can't duck under this.
So yesterday I felt it was really confusing. When I went through, like no one was directing other than like stand on a green dot.
Right.
But there was like no line. You just walked straight up to a green dot.
Yeah.
This morning you still walked straight up to a green dot, but there was someone
directing.
There was someone at the bottom directing. And they changed the lighting because one of the things I don't like. So remember, we used to make a right out of the castle, and now we make a left. One of the problems that I've had when we make that left is the way the lights are shining in your eyes. It blinds you, and I have tripped over that curve because I can't see the cones.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
I've done that twice, and something changed. Where today I was like, it felt brighter. I had no problem, and yesterday I had no problem seeing the cones. I did not trip over the curb, which made me happy.
Set somewhere in those goals.
Don't
die.
There's a parallel set of goals that's like, don't make your existing injuries worse,
right?
And don't create new injuries.
Yes.
Don't be bleeding when you're done.
Don't be bleeding.
Well, I don't know. I did finish. I think it was my first Dopey. I did finish with one shoe that was red.
Oh, toe.
Ooh.
It did not start red. Yeah. And it turned out it was like my not big toenail, but like the toenail next to it was like carving.
Oh,
It was
into
like
the next
happened.
toe.
It was like
Yeah.
wood carving into
The other toe.
other toe.
Yeah.
And it was like this little teeny tiny cut that apparently filled like the whole front half of my shoe.
Yeah, that happens.
And that happened.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be a runner? It's so fun.
Yeah.
But okay, all right. So you and I both ran in new shoes that we had running before.
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
No.
See, he just got the chills.
But yeah, no. Like I need to do like a couple 5Ks, like just easy training runs before I will run.
No, I tried them, and I was ready to try something different.
Yeah.
So, and my foot issues were no different than I would have had in my normal
So
shoes.
I decided. So I wore them. So they're the Hoka Rocket
Rocket.
X3. All the reviews are that they're an excellent marathon shoe. I normally wear the On Cloud Boom Strike 2 or whatever they are, but on the 10K, I was feeling muscle weakness in the shin. So that particular shoe is not a stable shoe. It has like basically no support. So the Hoka, I was like this morning, I was like, all right. It was fine yesterday on the half marathon. I usually don't wear the same shoe on back-to-back races. But I wore it this morning because I'm like, well, it's got more support. My shin is a little achy, so like support's probably a better thing. But around mile 22, I was like, the ball of my foot hurts.
The ball of my foot hurts. I had a
Yes.
knee, but I don't think the knee was its problem. I think the knee was lack of training. But the ball of my foot hurts.
Yeah, so
Still.
I decided that I'm like, okay, this is a solid, fun half marathon shoe. It's not a PR shoe, but it's a solid half marathon shoe. I would not wear them again in marathon.
I don't know.
It was good though because like after the hamstring thing, it's the first time I've had a fresh pair of shoes since then where I can see like my run form in the wear pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I'm much more forefoot than I have been for the last year, at least on the side that's not had the hamstring injuries. Yeah.
I like my topos, my topo bang the flies.
Yeah.
The zero drop, wide toe box. I like them very comfortable.
Okay. And Sharon, what did you run in?
Oh, today I ran in the new Brooks. Because today I walked. I walked
The new
What do you
Brooks.
normally run in for a marathon?
Either Brooks or Adidas.
Brooks or Adidas? You're a Brooks.
Wow.
Whatever's got a big fat sole.
I like it. But it was different. I mean, I could totally tell the shoe was much different.
Well, it
It was much springier.
was your first time running with a carbon plate.
Yes. It was very springy.
Was it not? But it's a stable carbon shoe because I've only ever tried the 2 carbon shoes that Tony lent me,
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, "This is a really good."
No, it's not a super.
ankle.
It's not a super shoe. So like,
Yeah.
think about shoe. It's a solid speedwork shoe.
but it's more stable.
So it'd be the same as like another shoe, a carbon plate or a P-Bax plate, but it's regular foam.
Speaking of carbon plates, did they survive the weekend this time?
They did. I did not break any carbon.
Woohoo! Success.
Is this going to be the question after every
Uh-huh.
race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the plates survive? You didn't even make it to the one race last year.
They broke the board.
At least it was only the 5K,
Right.
or is it? No, it was the 10.
I was there.
I was the 10. Yeah. But hey, I had a great video after it, and I felt that like running with carbon shoes with the carbon plate broken, it really is like running in socks with a lot of padding. Well, there's no support.
Crocs. Maybe it's like Crocs.
It probably is. I think Crocs would have more support because basically the front half of the shoe and the back half of the shoe are not connected.
Yeah.
By anything other than
The foam.
well, not even because like that,
They don't have
that
that
shoe
foam,
doesn't
yeah.
have that much foam in that part of the shoe. Yeah. So those were the Saucony Elites. I was a very young, very expensive pair of shoes that was sacrificed to the runDisney goats.
That's all right. You made it.
All right.
All right.
Any other thoughts on? So like the corrals. There's went to G this time.
To go to G this time.
Were you a G?
Today.
How was G?
Loved it.
You loved it. Well, you were texting us. I'm getting coffee while we were like waiting for them to fire the gun.
Yeah. I watched you start. I was in the line for coffee when you started.
Did you see my feed on the?
I saw you. I saw your face because they went past the tape right before the start. So I saw you.
Yes.
You're hard to miss. So I was like, oh, there's two.
Out with the pink hair.
Did you see her on GMA?
I did not see that. No.
No, there was before the Roll Disney folks left, you know, our nerves are all amping up. There was one of the video guys had his camera on the ground. I was very bouncy because I've been very bouncy before.
He was like recording your feet.
He was recording my feet bouncing, like from my shin down. Me and the guy next to me, and I said to him, I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, that's weird. Of all the things that I would imagine being recorded, I'm like, my feet were not near the top of that list.
They gave us the Dapper Dance today to send us off.
Yes, the
again.
Dapper Dance was very nice.
It was like when they do that.
I was in line for coffee.
And they did not announce today, though. I was like disappointed, not disappointed. Did not make the, hey, Dopies, congratulations, you're not yet halfway.
Right.
No,
Yes,
they didn't.
did not say that.
Did they do it later?
Nope.
Well, like every year
Every year
I've heard that.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I heard it, I was a little soul crushed.
It is
It's like-
pretty soul crushing.
I didn't do the math until then. I'm like, shit, they're right.
You got to do
You're
what,
almost there.
2.3 miles before you're at the halfway point?
Yeah, basically you need to make it to the first toilet. And then you're
And you're halfway.
So I've learned to always stop in Adventureland and Animal Kingdom, just try, because there's how many miles between without using porta potties.
Yeah, as you get older, you care less.
Fair enough.
You got it. You open the door and you're like, all right, it's clean enough. Good enough. I got to go.
Fair enough.
Before and back in the hotel.
That's it.
Iron
That's
bladder.
it.
Dude.
That is it.
That's because he doesn't eat or drink.
Before.
That's
I do it
right.
before.
That's true.
I do it
Uh-huh.
before. I do it before we go into the corrals. And the next time is when I'm back.
When the porta potties are like fresh
Fresh porta potties. Otherwise, no.
No way.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of the corrals, I do appreciate when Alex comes by with candy in the morning.
Yeah.
I have
He
Jolly
said- He
Ranchers.
said he's been doing that for like a decade.
It's a very nice touch.
It's always nice. Yeah.
One of the bike ladies brings cookies to the halfway part at the
Oh, that's nice.
for the balloon people.
People were running by, and then my
Red lights.
loved ones or whatever, like they were switching out like water bottles and stuff.
Today's the water stations I saw them on. Maybe I don't pay
Refilling.
attention. Refilling water.
Yeah, they were
bottles.
doing
I asked.
They always do, but you usually have to ask.
I asked today. Today, as it was coming back from Hollywood Studios, is like, I'm empty. I need something. So like, can you please? I had it open, so it's like nothing at the
Yeah,
touch, but
I would
could you
do
just pour in
Yeah.
there?
That
All right. So wrapping it up. Any final thoughts on this weekend?
was a great weekend. This week. I love this week.
I thought it was this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Every mile was magic, even the ones I struggled with at the end.
Every mile was magic, and I'm glad some of
It is
over.
Dopey, and every mile is not magic. And if you pretend it is magic,
I mean,
we're going to have a conversation.
Maleficent and the Evil Queen both were magic too. It just didn't have to be good magic, but it was magic.
Touche.
There was some black magic.
All right.
There was some black magic miles at the end of this marathon.
I got a question. I'm always like, I don't stop for pictures with the characters and stuff because I'm just that slow and I need to.
I want to finish.
So, but I'm always a sucker to go and see all the different characters that are out, and I really like these, like the rare ones. To me, last year was Darkwing Duck. This year,
today.
it was the 10K. They had Monterey Jack
Yep,
afterwards.
yep.
Like he was cool.
Cat.
What was your favorite song?
Rescue Rangers was one of my favorite as a kid, so I love seeing the Rescue Rangers out for that. Seeing Gantu out from Leo and Stitch was like,
Gantu.
Okay.
That was very unusual.
That I've never seen that.
I saw that and I was like, I don't know who that is.
and I was happy they finally had a photo pass attendant for Vader. Every time Vader has been out on the course, he's been without a photo pass attendant.
Nice.
Why? Like when he's in Hollywood Studios, they never give him a photo pass attendant.
So I'll say on the photos today, I ended up behind a roller at every photo for like
that
6 in a row.
sounds-
And before you saw it, like my experience in the past has been that
The character comes to them.
that's the equivalent of 10 people in front of me. And no, it was very quick.
The character
Vader
comes to them.
came to her. quick snap, went back, and I was in.
My issue isn't so yesterday on the boardwalk, they were putting everyone behind the benches and there's only this much space. And the Roll Disney person couldn't make it around. And so it added time. So it's like, my frustration wasn't with Roll Disney. My frustration was with the PhotoPass people who decided everyone needed to get.
So I had that happen. I got the the picture with Everest. That the sky was a little glowy. Sun wasn't up. Sky was a little glowy. So I got the picture, and I was running towards it, and this girl rolls in front of me. And of course, that where they take it, they can't maneuver.
No.
Like, she had to back up and go forward, back, forward, back, forward. I was like, would you mind if I just lifted the back and moved it for you?
Yeah. There's a few times I've wanted to say that. I'm happy you're here.
Well,
can I put this on your way?
Well, that's the thing, right? Some of them would appreciate the help,
And others will absolutely not. Better than not.
Yeah, and you see both in some of the commentary, right? Right. So, anyways,
Great weekend.
Same time, same place.
Yeah, here.
365 days from now.
Yep. Planning on it.
Or at Princess.
I'll be here in a month and a half for Princess.
Well, right.
Dopey. I'll be back. I'm going to try for my fourth Dopey. Maybe fourth marathon as well. See if I get one in before then.
I was going to say, Dopey has a marathon.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if maybe I can get into New York or something else over the next year before.
Well, you've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
You got plenty of time. All right, and with that, that is our experience with the 2026. Emphasis on 6, since I continue to think it's 2025.
Yeah.
All of my Strava posts state that 2025, and then I get reminded, no, that was last year. So hope this was useful, informative, entertaining. We
All of the above.
may have strayed off topic a few times. And if you liked this, please subscribe, download, and check us out on the web